free from anything that will have to, create health mishap.
On the side of the members of the Gambia Armed Forces, we are always willing and ready, because this is a call to national duty, and it is part of our constitutional mandate to answer to all calls to national duty.
What is more important is for us to realize that, this operation is here to help us. There are so many benefits that can be derived from this. We cannot mention all. But, already statistics have revealed that because of this operation, in collaboration with other interventions, malaria cases have dropped significantly.
Well, you can monitor GRTS Radio live on our website, and that's on www.grts.gm. Well, time now to take our first break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the international news. Stay tuned in. Welcome back. Mali's new transitional government is facing scathing criticism from the opposition United Front for the preservation of the republic and democracy. This as President John Kunda Trawale nominates 3 individuals as special presidential advisors. Meanwhile, the opposition parties say they are going to contest the decision in the courts, arguing that it would open a Pandora's box. We have more in this report.
As if to show that they are united, President Dion Kunda Traoré and his prime minister arrived together in Koulouba, the presidential palace in Bamako. Only 4 days after being organized, this second government of Sheikh Modibo Diarra is hard at work. Among the subjects focused on in the cabinet meeting is the situation in the north of Mali, where extremely violent Islamic radicals are maintaining a reign of terror. We must work very hard to make detailed preparations to provide full support for the organizing of the national army so it can take back as soon as possible the occupied regions. Though this new government led by Sheikh Modibo Diarra wants to show it is taking action, it is drawing heavy criticism from a large number of Malian politicians. The criticism began with the nomination by the Prime Minister of 3 special advisors with the rank of minister. The nominations brought back to the government 3 former ministers who had been let go of by the president. We have been meeting with a group of experts, and we are drawing up plans to contest this decision in court. We want the government decrees to be cancelled, because if we accept this decision, we will be opening a Pandora's box. Far from all the arguing and disagreements rocking the political world in Mali, the chiefs of staff of the armies of ECOWAS countries were meeting on Friday in Abidjan. At the heart of their conversations is a possible military intervention in the north of Mali. But ECOWAS countries are having real trouble putting this together because of serious disagreements within their ranks.
Well, after being accused of playing a vital role in the rebellion in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda's President Paul Kagame has said that he was launching a special program that would drastically reduce Rwanda's over-dependence on foreign aid. Much of Kigali's development programs come from its European allies, who have threatened to stop providing development aid if Paul Kagame does not stop meddling in DRC's protracted conflict.
Rwandan President Paul Kagame has announced a new campaign to launch a development fund that aims to reduce Rwanda's dependence on foreign aid. A number of guests present at the launch, made in a big hotel in Kigali, immediately gave their donations. Individuals, civil society, businesses and Rwandans living abroad all being called on to donate to the new fund.
This is not a tax, it's not obligatory. The name of the fund, Agashiro in Kinyarwanda, means dignity. The fund will restore our dignity and reinforce it by contributing to our own financial development.
Kigali denies any link between the new fund and the decision by a number of Western countries to cut aid. Rwanda is accused of supporting rebels fighting in the east of DR Congo. Germany, the Netherlands and the United States have cut some or all of their aid to Rwanda. According to the president, the whole world is hostile to Rwanda.
When someone has been tracking you down for some time and you find yourself with your back to the wall, you do everything you can to defend yourself. We must reinforce our own capacities so that we are not caught out, so we can protect ourselves.
Reactions from the public in the streets of Kigali are positive.
I'm fully supporting this idea, and actually I wish it could have come before.
We will all make a contribution. We will all do what we can to make sure this fund works, that it is operational.
The Rwandan authorities have not announced any fixed amount they hope to collect. According to the government, all donations will be used to finance the national budget devoted to economic development and to fight poverty.
Well, time now to take another break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Let's now take a quick look at the weather report, courtesy of the Central Forecast Office. Well, before that, we'll bring you another international news item from Norway. A court in Norway has sentenced the lone gunman who killed 77 people on Utøya Island in a shooting spree and 10 others in the capital Oslo to 21 years in prison. While in prison, Anders Breivik is going to spend part of his time behind bars writing an autobiography about his links with extremist groups critical of the spread of Islam in Europe. As we hear in this report, some Norwegians believe the terms and conditions of his prison sentence are soft, given the seriousness of the crimes he committed.
Anders Breivik, who killed 77 people in 2 attacks in Norway last year, has been found sane and been sentenced to 21 years in jail by an Oslo court. He arrived to hear the verdict in person. Breivik carried out one of the worst shootings in Europe in the name of his fight against Islam and multiculturalism. Although psychiatric experts disagree on some points, he was eager to be found responsible of his actions, and his lawyers said that should he have been interned in a psychiatric ward, he would have appealed the court's decision. He smiled slightly as he was told by judges that he would face the maximum prison sentence. Most Norwegians are relieved by the outcome of this court case.
I think this is a relief for everyone, and yeah, I think this will be like positive for most Norwegians.
People wanted this verdict, and it will give us an opportunity now to sort of get rid of him for a while and have him behind bars.
Breivik looks set to spend most of his future life in the Ila high security prison, and his sentence could be prolonged. He will be placed in 3 cells of 8 square meters, including one he will use for physical exercise. In the other, he will also be able to use a computer, although he will not have access to the internet. His lawyers say he will spend his time writing an autobiography that will reveal information on the Nil Templar, or international Christian military order he claims to belong to. Many Norwegians believe his prison conditions are too comfortable.
Well, we won't be able to bring you the weather report right now, but inshallah we'll bring it to you at 10 o'clock. And before we go, reminder of our headlines. Teachers from across the country have converged to review progress made towards the attainment of set goals and challenges encountered Union. The Social Development Fund and Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs have been validating the draft national microfinance policy. Malian opposition groups are threatening to drag interim President Dioncounda Traoré to court over the appointment of 3 special advisors. And a Norwegian court has sentenced Anders Breivik